I didn't cancel my solo gym membership when my husband asked us to combine everything right after his own spending spree. So my husband Dan and I have kept separate accounts for the whole 8 years we've been married. We split the bills down the middle, and whatever's left is yours to do what you want with. It worked. Honestly, it worked great, because Dan is the kind of guy who buys things and I'm the kind of person who checks the balance twice before buying socks. The gym membership is mine. $52 a month. Been paying it for 3 years. It's a nice place, has a pool, and it's the 1 hour a day that's actually just for me. I go at 6 a.m. before the kids are up. It's basically the only thing I do that isn't for someone else in this house. Anyway, 2 months ago, Dan comes to me all serious and says he thinks we should combine everything. One joint account, everything transparent, like a real team. He'd been watching some finance guy on YouTube. I said, okay, sure, let's talk about it, because in theory, I'm not against it. But here's the thing. 3 weeks before this, Dan had gone on a spree. He bought a $1,400 mountain bike. He'd ridden it exactly twice. He bought a drone, $600, new golf clubs, some watch, espresso machine that sat in the box for a month, all out of his own account, which fine, that was the deal. But now suddenly he wants everything combined right after he'd blown through his fun money, and mine was still sitting there. I said, Dan, honestly, this feels like timing. He got a little defensive and said, no, it's about being a team, and that I was being suspicious over nothing. So we combined most of it. The bills, the savings, the paychecks. But I kept the gym on my own card. I didn't hide it, I just didn't bring it up, and he didn't ask. Fast forward to last week, Dan's doing the budget, because now he's the budget guy, and he sees the $52 charge. He comes into the kitchen holding his laptop like he caught me with a second family. He goes, what is this? I thought we combined everything. I said, that's my gym. I've had it for 3 years. He said, but we agreed. Everything's shared now. You can't just have a secret expense. I said, it's not secret, it's a gym. You watched me leave for it this morning. He said, and I quote, it's about the principle. If I have to give up my extra spending, so do you. And that's when it clicked for me. This whole team thing was never about teamwork. It was about him spending 8 months of fun money in 1 month and needing everyone else to be broke too so he wouldn't feel it. So I said, okay, let's talk principle. Where's the bike? He said, what? I said the $1,400 bike, and the drone, and the clubs, and the espresso machine that's still in the box. Should we combine the principle on those, or just on my $52? He got real quiet. Then he said, that's different. I bought those before we combined. I said, right, with money that was ours to split. 3 weeks before you decided we should suddenly share everything. He said I was keeping score. I said I was reading a spreadsheet, which is apparently his favorite hobby now. He said the gym was money we could be saving. I asked him what he thought the bike was. He didn't answer. So I said, fine. If we're being a real team and cutting all the extras, then here's the plan. I cancel the gym, and he sells the bike, the drone, the clubs, and the espresso machine. And that money goes into the joint savings he cares so much about. Team decision, everything shared, just like he wanted. His face did this thing. He said, you can't sell my stuff. I said, it's not your stuff anymore, honey. We combined everything. He said the bike was his. I said, so the gym's mine then? He just stood there holding the laptop. I didn't cancel the gym. I went the next morning at 6 like always. When I got back, he was sitting at the table with the same spreadsheet open, and he'd added a new line. It just said gym approved. I said, approved by who? He said, by me, as a team. I told him I didn't need it approved because that $52 comes out of the fun money we agreed I still get, which is the same fun money that bought the bike. He can approve his own bike. The espresso machine is finally out of the box. He's using it every morning now, real quiet, like if he makes himself useful, I'll forget the spreadsheet said approved on a membership I've had longer than the marriage has had a joint account.